Are you worried about money because something actually changed in your financial situation? Maybe there was a divorce or a job loss or some big unexpected expense. It's common and natural to feel worried when this happens, but what I'm going to show you in this video is how to calm those thoughts down. Stop that spiraling of negativity so that you can make really good decisions and find your way out of the situation that you're in. My name is Ellen Rogin. I help people stress less, prosper more, and reshape their relationship with money. Now, I want to be clear about what this video is and isn't. This isn't about just positive thinking and sugarcoating what's happening, because sometimes your back is really up against the wall when it comes to money. But what it is about is sharing strategies with you that will help you lower that stress level so that you can begin to think more clearly and find your way out of a difficult situation. Whether that's getting laid off of a job or some huge expense that came up that was unexpected, stressing about where you're at feels natural, but it is not going to be helpful in terms of you getting out of your situation. It is not uncommon to feel anxious or depressed with financial situations that come up. A Northwest Mutual study found that nearly 7 out of 10 people feel anxiety and depression when they're feeling financial stress. So you're not alone in this. Your brain is actually wired to think that when you're worrying about a situation, you're actually doing something proactive. You are not. This tricking of your brain feeling like worry is helpful is actually leading you down the wrong path. Because huge financial anxiety when your back feels really up against the wall with money can actually lower your IQ and make it harder for you to find your way out of the situation that you're in. Now, there's a difference between responsible planning and emotional overthinking. Responsible planning is solution focused. It gives you a plan, tools to move yourself out of the situation you're in. Emotional overthinking is ruminating, spinning on what's going wrong in your situation. And not only does it make you feel bad, it keeps you stuck. When you're freaking out, your amygdala, your fight, flight, or freeze response in your brain gets hijacked. And it gets you spinning about things versus using your executive functioning part of your brain to find your way out. So how do you stop this overthinking, spinning, anxiety when you find yourself in a situation that is not what you wanted to have happen or plan? Well, first of all, to know that not all worrying is based in numbers. When I was a financial advisor, sometimes I would get emails or calls in the middle of the night from a client because they were spinning about things. And I could run all the numbers in the world to show them they were going to be okay or to help them figure out how to get out of the situation they were in. And it didn't mean it would calm down the worries because that needs a different type of tool. Now you can acknowledge the reality of the situation you're in without being stuck in fear. So how do you do that? Well, one thing you can do is actually think about what is the absolute worst case scenario. And if you spun that all the way down and say, would that actually really ever happen? B, is there someone that could help you out in that situation? If you really lost everything, is there someone whose home you could live in? Or someone that would want to help you out? I was working with someone who was so afraid they were never going to be able to retire. And we talked about what was really the worst thing that could ever happen. She realized that her daughter would step in and help her. Now, is that part of the plan? No, but she would not be living on the street if this happened. And it wasn't that she didn't have any assets or wouldn't have some type of income down the road. So quite often, looking at your situation as like, what's the worst that could happen, can help you realize it's not actually as bad as you fear. It will also be helpful for you to think about what emotions really arise when you think about the situation you're in. And as is it, don't try to push them away. Feel those emotions so that you can move through them. So what are some practical shifts that you can make? Here's 4 ideas to help you move from that state of worry to purposeful planning. The first one is to take a break. Have some type of contemplative practice. This could be meditation, walking in nature, doing something artistic, painting or dancing, whatever that is for you, but to give yourself a break from that overthinking and worrying to calm your nervous system down. The next thing you can do is look at what you're thankful for. Focusing on what is working, what we're grateful for, has amazing benefits. Gratitude lowers stress for people. It lowers inflammation. It makes us feel better, and that will give you the opportunity to see what else is possible. So what are you thankful for? Money tells me all the time that it loves it when people focus on what they're thankful for with money. So even though you're in a difficult situation, what could you be thankful for when it comes to money? Maybe you still have a roof over your head or food in your refrigerator. But to spend time each and every day focusing on what you're thankful for is a great way to start to lower that stress level. The next thing you can do is get professional help, whether that's hiring a financial advisor, going online and finding resources. If money and finances isn't your area of expertise, get someone to help you. It could be a really knowledgeable friend. But having a plan and talking to someone who is supportive will help in terms of you finding your way out. And you can replace this thought of what is something that could go wrong to what's something that could go right. We tell ourselves these stories that are more like nightmares. Well, what if you wrote a fairy tale and created a positive story about what could happen and seeing possibilities? Now, are these ideas magic bullets that can help cure everything just from being more grateful and meditating and taking a break? No, but they will certainly help you get out of the situation you're in more quickly than ruminating and being anxious. And just think about it. If you lost your job and you're freaking out about money and that's where your energy is, how well are you going to interview for the next job versus having certainty and trust that things are going to work out, that you're grateful for what you have? You will show up for your interview in a much more powerful way of being. Now, here's a quick thing to do if you notice yourself thinking of the worst thing that can happen. You can simply say, cancel, clear. Cancel that thought, clear it away, and replace it with something you want instead. So we've taught our children this from a very early age. If anyone in our family says something that they really don't want to have happen, we're like, cancel, clear, cancel that thought, clear it away, and replace it with something else instead. So maybe you're thinking, what if I never get out of this debt? What if money never comes back in? Cancel, clear, cancel that, erase it away, and think of something else instead. Like, I am doing everything it takes to get myself out of this situation. I have people I can rely on. I have skills that can serve me well. Whatever that thought that you can replace, that is what you want to do. So cancel, clear is one of the simplest, easiest ways to stop that cycle of spinning with negative thoughts. I know that being in a difficult financial situation can be stressful. And I know that tools like focusing on what is working, getting help from a professional or a knowledgeable friend, using tools like saying cancel, clear, or spending time just taking a break, going out in nature, meditating. All of these ideas can help you lower your stress and find your way into a better financial situation. And that is my wish for you. Lots of prosperity flowing your way. If this video is helpful for you, please go ahead and subscribe. If you know someone who you think could benefit from this information, go ahead and forward it to them. And there's a resource linked in the notes below called the Money Loves Clarity Worksheet. And this may help you get clear on the situation you really want to create to move you ahead out of the situation that you're in.